nice to get a 7th win. You know, we've had 2 500 years, but now we've got a winning season. And there hasn't been a lot of those in the last 32 years, as Rick denoted this week, so we're proud of that fact. Proud of this team, proud of what they've done this year. You know, it's kind of scary sometimes. We were very close to 9-3. Of course, as I told John, we were probably pretty damn close to 3-9 some days too. So it's been an unusual year. Even today, we couldn't just finish it off. We had to make it exciting a little bit. But how about Rob Lowe, 1,000-yard rusher, 3 games this year, 150 yards or more. 100-yard receiver today. C.J. Best had a fantastic day. I thought Tyler Jones may have played his best game since he's been at Texas State today. Have to reflect back on several of them to do that, but I thought he had a fantastic game. Will Johnson, this may be a national record. He had 11 touchbacks. I've never heard of that before. Made all his field goals, made all his extra points. You know, pretty good weapon for us right there in the kicking game. So happy for our guys, and if there was ever a team that deserves the opportunity to keep playing, it's this one. So hopefully that dream will come through for them.
Past 2 weeks offensively, you seem very hard to stop when you're able to have what Rob's able to do with what Tyler's been able to do. I mean, it looked like really pretty much anything you wanted to do, you were able to execute it well, and they couldn't really stop it.
We did have 2 good offensive weeks, no doubt. We had a good day today. I wish we got stymied in the red zone a couple times and settled for field goals, but you know, 26 for 32 throwing a football, rush for over 300 yards. What is that, 600-700 yards rush in the last 2 weeks? You know, pretty balanced still. A nice day, and I credit that to the you know, the growth of the quarterback, the development of the offensive line, and the fine running backs that we have back. And then, you know, you got to point out the guys blocking on the perimeter, the receivers, and C.J. Best, the fantastic day he had today catching the football.
You mentioned C.J. Best. It looked like he got a lot of touches that he probably most of the year. Is that something that you plan on taking advantage of? Is him as an offensive weapon this week?
Well, I think C.J.'s always part of the game plan, and how often it presents itself in the game plan. Sometimes when you run an option, you don't know if you're going to get the ball pitched to him or not. It depends on what the defense does. But we had some wrinkles in for him today that were, you know, the sprint draw type thing that Terrence actually scored on, but he ran a few times. And of course, you know, great 2-minute drill there at the end where I think he was a factor in that. And he made some nice catches for us today.
What kind of message do you think this sends a bowl with the way you've been able to finish the season, probably playing your best football at the most important time of the year?
Well, I hope a good one. I know last year when we lost the last 3 games and we were 6-6, everybody said, well, you know, you lost the last 3 games. And so now we won the last 2 games. So hopefully those things matter, and you know, beating a team like Arkansas State as decisively as we did last week, and then finishing it off like we did this week, you would like to think that those things add up, and that politics and things don't overweigh, you know, things, because these kids 2 years now have been bowl eligible, or denied last year. That would be a real tragedy to get denied 2 years in a row.
Talk about the game being decided by, you know, that last play with David Mims. We kind of knew going into the season what we had with Craig Baker, and you guys might have known what you had with David Mims, but can you just talk about his play throughout the year?
David's come a long way in every aspect, as a man, as a student, as a football player, communicator. I saw his confidence start to grow on the field last year when he played some, but I've really seen it grow this year, and that last play was kind of a demonstrative statement about how far he's come along. And so we're going to lose one great corner, but I think we got one really good corner coming back, and David's certainly played that way.
Do you think about margin of victory in any, I mean, impressing someone, impressing a bowl? I mean, does it matter? Do you think it matters how much you win by?
I don't know how to answer that, Joe. You need to ask the bowl people, I guess. Was this impressive enough today? I hope so. 50-some points and never really stopped all day long. And, we gave up some things there in the second half. But when you get a big lead, you play a little softer and you're willing to give up some of those kinds of things. So the game was never out of our control. And I think we got a good resume. When I compare us to the other teams that we have to be compared to, I think we stand up pretty darn well.
Did you sense a determination from your team? They seem really focused going into the game, on what they needed to do. Even last week, they were really excited, but it didn't seem like they felt like we still got some work to do, and it seemed to play out this week very well, for that to happen.
I think the best thing that happened to us in some regards was after we walked off the field at South Alabama, we had to play Thursday night. So we didn't have time to even think about that game. We had to move on. And they recovered and rebounded and played very, very well. Leaders did a fantastic job of getting the team ready to play. And they were focused today. They wanted the 7th win. They wanted to build their resume. They wanted their profile to look as attractive as it could. So they wanted this really bad. This has been such a tight, close-knit team, as tight and close-knit as I've ever coached, I think. And they wanted to send the seniors out the right way, too. That was a big part of this.